things my daughter did before the age of 5 that ruined my life. So back when having a PS3 was a thing, like where it was the latest one to have, I used to play on it all the time. I'd have friends over, we would play on it. Sometimes I'd let my 2-year-old play on it. I think she was 2, I'm not 100% sure. But she was under the age of 5. Me and my daughter also used to watch DVDs on it. Do you remember what DVDs are? Do you know what DVDs are?
Yeah.
You know what DVDs? She didn't know what videos were. Not going to talk about that. So I used to put DVDs in the PS3. I used to put games in the PS3. And then I left the room for 5 seconds one day and she decided she wanted to put a DVD in the PS3. The thing is, she put 10 in there. 10 DVDs. I managed to get them out using a pencil and sticky-sided tape and like jam them out. But it completely broke it. So I couldn't put discs in it anymore. One time I was cleaning the windows in our flat. And you know when they say if you leave the room for 2 seconds, your child will like fuck everything up? That happened. I left the room for 10 seconds. This little girl got hold of the window cleaner. I know, bad mum, left her alone with window cleaner. I know, but she's fine. And she decided to clean the TV. So she started spraying the TV with loads of Dettol. Yeah, because I've told you about it. She started to spray the TV with Dettol. And when I came back in the room, everything was discoloured. We were watching Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig was green. Blurry. TV was broken. And I couldn't even be annoyed at her because it was my fault. But one time when she was 3, I fell asleep on the sofa for 10 minutes. And when I woke up, she had mashed all my lipsticks into my bedroom carpet that I had bought a week before. One time I believed that putting toothpaste on your spots could actually get rid of them. So I put toothpaste all over my face. And then when I went into my daughter's room to like tuck her in and say goodnight, so I went in the room and she was like, what's that on your face? And I was like, toothpaste. And she was like, why is there toothpaste on your face? And I said, it gets rid of spots. And this girl squinted at me and was like, well, it's clearly not working. You were funny as a kid. This other time, oh my God, you know this story. We were walking, I picked her up from nursery. Oh! She had this thing about not being in the buggy. She hated the buggy. So sometimes I wouldn't bring the buggy. Like after work, I would go get her from nursery with no buggy and just walk her home or carry her home. And like we'd get on the bus, blah, blah, blah. So this one time I was carrying her to the bus stop. We had just left her nursery and it was on like one of those residential streets. So not a busy street. I'm holding her and she's like on my hip. She's about 2 years old, maybe 3. As we're walking down the street, there is a woman behind us who, she'd seen better days. She looked a bit like a crackhead. And this child, as we're walking, she can obviously see the woman behind us. She went, Mummy, that woman is so ugly. But this woman also looked like, not just like a crackhead, but like the crackhead that would beat me up. I started speed walking across the road. I was terrified. You can't just go around calling people ugly, even if you're free. When we were in a shop, when I didn't buy her, you're not having cake. She wants my birthday cake. It was my birthday 2 days ago. When we were in the shop, see, speaking of like cake and chocolate and stuff, when we were in a supermarket, she asked, she's 4 years old. She asked if she could have a chocolate bar and I said no, so she punched me in the boob. And I know what you're thinking, 4-year-old hands are really small. It couldn't have hurt, but it did really hurt. One of my ex's dads had this really big beer belly and she asked him if there was a baby inside there. She used to go around telling everybody my full name. So she would go up to random people like, my mum's Lauren Parks, my mum's Lauren Parks, my mum's Lauren Parks. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Who asked?
Whenever we'd walk home from nursery, she had to collect snails, like she had to. And she would name them all, but she would name them like Snail the parrot, Snail the dog, Snail the cat. It was really weird. And we'd have to stop at every wall because these little, you know them little snails that just like congregate on the wall? She would have to pick them off the wall. But those are some ways that my daughter ruined my life before the age of 5.